Hello there and welcome to this Excel tips video. I am Sumit Bansal, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to remove all the hidden rows and columns in Excel. So I'm going to show you two methods. The first one is if you want to remove all the hidden rows and columns from the entire workbook. And the second method is if you want to only remove these from a specific sheet or from a specific range in that sheet. So let's get started. Here I have this data set, and if you look closely, you would see that a few rows and columns are hidden. So here, row number 4 is hidden. Similarly, row number 7 is hidden, and a couple of other rows are hidden. Similarly, a few columns are hidden. Here, column number C is hidden, column number F is hidden. Now, if I want to quickly remove all the rows and columns from the entire workbook, Excel has an inbuilt feature to do that. So to do that, I would go to the File tab, click on Info, and here I have the check for issues option. And when I click on it, it shows me inspect document. And when I click on inspect document, it is going to show me this prompt. Now this is always going to come up, and it just tells you that you need to be a bit cautious when using inspect document options, because if you use it to delete something, you would not be able to recover it. So make sure that you have backup data. Now, when I click on yes, it opens the document inspector here, which gives me some information about my workbook. So these are all the things: the comments, the data model, any add-ins, any embedded documents, hidden rows and columns. It is going to tell me everything. But before it tells me this, I need to inspect this document. So I would click on the inspect button, and instantly it is going to show me all this information. And if I scroll down, you would see that I have the hidden rows and columns option, where it tells me that there are 4 hidden rows and 3 hidden columns. Now I can click on the remove all button, and it would instantly remove these hidden rows and columns. See what happens as soon as I click on remove all and I close this. I can come back here and see that all those hidden rows and columns are gone. So earlier I had these till 21, but there were 4 hidden rows which are now gone. Similarly, I had these columns which were extending till M, but those 3 hidden columns have been deleted. Now, if you use this option document inspector, it is going to go through your entire workbook and delete all the hidden rows and columns. So it's useful if you want to do it, if you get a workbook from someone and you want to instantly clean it by deleting all the hidden rows and columns. But if you only want to do it for a specific sheet or a specific range, then you cannot use this option. In that case, you need to use VBA. So let me show you how you can use VBA to delete hidden rows and columns from a specific sheet or a specific range. Here I have some data where I have some rows and columns that are hidden in this worksheet, and I have multiple worksheets where there could be rows and columns that are hidden. Now, in the earlier method, I could delete all the hidden rows and columns from the entire workbook, but in this case, I only want to do it in this worksheet. So to do that, I would have to use the VBA code, and I would have a link to the article that has the VBA codes in the description of this video. So here I have this article where I have all these codes. You need to come to this section which says delete hidden rows and columns using VBA, and then you'll have all these codes in these gray boxes. Now, in this case, let me go back. In this case, I first need to open the VB editor. To do that, I would go to the developer tab here in the ribbon. If you do not have the developer tab, right click on any of these ribbon options, click on customize the ribbon. And in the Excel options dialog box, make sure that the developer option is checked and then click OK. And you would have the developer option show up here. So click on developer and click on Visual Basic, and this opens the VB editor. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Alt F11. So hold the Alt key and press the F11 key, and it again opens the VB editor. In the VB editor, you have this white screen here on the left, which is the Project Explorer. If you don't see it, go to the View option and then click on Project Explorer. And here I have all these objects. These are the 2 sheets in the workbook that is open. So example file 2.xlsx is the workbook that's open, and these are the 2 sheets. Now to run this code, I would first have to insert a module where I would put the code. So I would right click on any of these objects, go to insert, click on module. This inserts this module here, and this is the module code window where I would copy and paste the code. So I would come here and I would copy this code and I would paste it here. Now, let me quickly go through this code. What it does is it is going to remove all the hidden rows. This code is only to remove hidden rows. If you want to remove hidden rows and columns, I'll show you how to do that as well. What this code does is it first sets the sheet to the active sheet here. So there's a variable sht which is set to the active sheet. Then it finds out the last row number in the used range in the worksheet. So this is the property that it uses to find out the row number. So in this case, if I go back to my data, it is going to find out 21 as the row number because this is the last used row in my data. And then it simply uses a loop where it goes from the last row number, which is 21, to 1. So it goes from 21 to 1. This is why I've used step -1, because my loop is decrementing. And here it simply checks whether the row is hidden or not. So it would start from row number 21, checks whether it's hidden or not. If it is hidden, then it is going to delete it. If it is not, then it is not going to do anything. So this is what this code does. And in this case, I'm only going to use it for the rows. But in case you want to remove rows as well as columns, you can come back here and you can use this code instead. So this has a combination of both hidden rows and columns. So actually, let me use this one instead. So I have this code here and it will have two loops, one for the rows, one for the columns. See what happens when I run this code. Go back to my data. And in this code, to run this, I would select any of these sentences in the code, and then I would click on this small green play button and this would run the code. See what happens. As of now, my last row number is 21, my last column number is M, and when I come here and I press this button, instantly it goes through all the rows and columns and delete all the hidden rows and columns. So you can see the last now is 17, which means 4 hidden rows have been deleted, and the last one here is J, which means 3 hidden columns have been deleted. So you can use this code if you only want to remove hidden rows and columns from a specific worksheet. Now, in this case, I've used this example of used range, which means that it is going to look through this entire worksheet, and you can have multiple data sets within the same worksheet. It is going to go through all of those. So you may have this data here, but let's say you have some extra data here on at the bottom here or on the right. So it is going to go through to the last used range row and column number, and then go back up to the first one and see if there are any hidden rows and columns in that entire used range. But what if I just want to do it for a specific range here? So let's say, let's come to sheet number 2 here. And here, let's say I only want to use this VBA code to remove hidden rows and columns from this specific range. Maybe there is data on the right, maybe there is data on below this, but I don't want to disrupt that. I only want to go through the hidden rows and columns in this data set, and if there are any, I want to delete it. If there are not, I don't want to do anything else to the data which is other than this data set in the worksheet. So I also have a code here for this. This is the code that I can use, and the only thing you need to change in this case is you need to change the range. In this case, I have put in some dummy range, but you change this to whatever range you want to apply this code to, and then simply run the code just as I showed you here. So with VBA coding, you can quickly remove hidden rows and columns in a specific worksheet and get applied for the entire used range, or you can just select a specific range and then delete hidden rows and columns from that. So these are two methods. If you want to do it from the entire workbook, use the inspect document option. And if you want to do it specific sheet wise or range wise, then you need to use the VBA code. That's it in this video. I hope you found this useful. Also, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you never miss out on any new Excel tips video I come up with. Thank you and have a nice day.